When most people wake up in the morning, they start to think about their problems. Those problems are connected to certain memories, and those memories are connected to certain situations, people, and things. Your brain is like an old tape recorder that plays back to you the same old songs over and over on repeat. So if your brain is a record of the past, then the moment you start your day, you are already thinking and living in the past. Each one of your memories has emotion linked to your experiences. So the moment you remember your memories, you remember your problems, and then all of a sudden you feel unhappy, you feel sad, and you feel pain. How you think and how you feel creates your state of being. In other words, it creates your character of your entire state of being. When you start your day, you remember your past. It means your past, sooner or later, will become your future. Let's say something that happened yesterday made you angry today. You woke up and thinking about it, you feel angry again. Keep doing this for 2 days and people will think that you're having a really bad day. Keep doing it for a week and people will think you're in a bad mood. And if you continue long enough, your anger will become part of your character and you will be known as someone who is always angry. So, as you can see, your thoughts have something to do with your destiny. This means if you keep thinking in the past, you're going to keep creating the same life without even realizing. You keep creating the same life that you don't even like. Here's what usually happens every day. You wake up and first thing in the morning, what you do is you grab your mobile phone. You check your social media, check your WhatsApp, check a few emails and text messages. Then you check the news. And now finally you feel really connected to everything that's known in your life. After that, you go through a series of routine behaviors to get you out of bed on the same side that you do every day. You go to the toilet, take a shower, get dressed, get a cup of coffee or tea, and you take the same bus or drive to work the same way without consciously thinking about it. Finally, you get to work and you see the same people that push the same emotional buttons. At the end of the day, you rush back home to do the same things all over again. Cook, family time, binge Netflix, and sleep. Tomorrow, this becomes your routine. It becomes predictable, just like a computer program. And that becomes the way your life runs. It's no longer who runs the show, but the subconscious program. By the time we reach the age of 35, around 95% of our identity is shaped by these learned behaviors, emotional responses, and ingrained habits. These aspects operate almost like a program within our subconscious mind, influencing our attitudes, beliefs, and perceptions. It's like having a default setting for how we navigate the world, formed through years of experiences and interactions. Often, we desire to be healthier, happier, and free, but our body is run by a different program. Our conscious desires are like a determined new athlete, while our subconscious programming is more like an Olympic champion. It's as if we're pitting a beginner weightlifter against a record-breaking powerlifter in a competition. This situation can lead to frustration as we find ourselves reverting back to similar routines and behaviors, despite our conscious efforts to break free. So how do you begin to make these changes? To bridge the gap between our conscious and subconscious minds, we need to go beyond analytical thinking, and that's where meditation can be incredibly valuable. Meditation helps us quiet the analytical mind, allowing us to tap into the deeper layers of consciousness where our conscious programming resides. Through the practice of meditation, you can learn how to slow down your brainwaves, and when you get to do that properly, you can enter the operating system where you can begin to make the fundamental changes. Joe Dispenza says, "Why wait for negative things to happen to make the change? You can either choose to learn and change in a state of happiness and positivity, or you can choose pain and suffering. Most people spend 70% of their life living in survival. They live in stress and negativity, and so they're always anticipating the worst case scenario based on their past experience. They literally choose the most negative things and think the worst case scenarios. It's like looking at an extensive food menu from your favorite restaurant and then choosing the worst possible option. This is how it happens. Each time we visit a negative memory, our brain and body react as if we're experiencing the event all over again. This means that we're essentially triggering the same chemical reactions and emotional responses within ourselves. Our body is the unconscious mind, and the body doesn't even know the difference, and it thinks that the event is actually happening right now. Many people unknowingly recreate their negative emotional states by continuously thinking about them. So when they decide they want to break free from those negative emotions, they might feel trapped because it seems like their body's reactions are stronger than their minds. The hardest part is to teach your body emotionally what the future will feel like ahead of the actual experience. Simply imagining isn't enough. You need to emotionally feel it in your body. If thoughts are the language of your brain, feelings are the language of your body. It is through feelings and emotions your body understands what your mind is telling you. If you don't feel anything, it means your body isn't receiving the signal. Just like how a Wi-Fi signal allows our devices to connect to the internet, our emotions serve as a signal that communicate with our body. When you're not feeling anything, it's like our body's Wi-Fi is turned off and the signal isn't getting through. The moment you start feeling the emotions of your thoughts, you are connected to the internet, and you can now start downloading your future life. And you know what this means? This means feeling successful doesn't have to wait until we achieve a certain goal. We can feel successful by recognizing and celebrating our successes, no matter how small they may seem. So, you don't have to wait to be in a new relationship to feel love. And you don't need lots of money to feel abundant. The quantum model of reality suggests that our thoughts and emotions have an impact on the world around us. By embracing feelings of abundance and love, we're not just waiting for success to happen, we're actually co-creating it. Every positive thought, every empowered belief, and every joyful emotion sends ripples out into the universe, setting in motion the manifestation of our desires. It's like tuning into a specific radio station. When we're vibrating at the frequency of abundance, we naturally attract more abundance into our lives. Our thoughts and emotions become the blueprint for the reality we create, shaping the trajectory of our future. And then you're no longer living as a victim and saying things like, I'm this way because of a certain person or a certain experience. Unfortunately, today, many people become victims of their own negative thoughts from the past. Most people don't realize, but here's the thing about thoughts. Just because you have a thought, it doesn't mean it's true. On average, we think 60 to 70,000 thoughts in a day, and 90% of those thoughts are the same thoughts as the day before. If your thoughts have something to do with your destiny, then your life is not going to change very much, because the same thought leads to the same choices. The same choices lead to the same behavior. The same behavior creates the same experience, and the same experience produces the same emotions. This is why it's so important to meditate. Through meditation, you can become more aware of how you think, how you act, and how you feel. By becoming more aware of your thoughts, we gain greater control over our actions and reactions. We're less likely to react impulsively or unconsciously to situations, and will be more capable of responding thoughtfully and intentionally. The word meditation itself means to become familiar with, and by becoming familiar with our thoughts, behaviors, and emotions, and that through meditation, we gain a deeper understanding of ourselves and the patterns that shape our future and our lives. You start thinking new thoughts and condition the body into a new emotional state. And if you do it long enough, this new emotional states will become familiar to you. Creating a new self is indeed like cultivating a garden. Just as a gardener tends to the soil, removes the weeds and prepares the ground before planting the new seeds, we must do the inner work to prepare ourselves for the growth and the transformation. And just like you would pull out the weeds and the plants from the previous year, we have to identify and release the old habits, the old beliefs, and the patterns that no longer serve us. Then you would remove the rocks, which is the same as clearing away obstacles and barriers that hinder our progress. And these could be self-limiting beliefs and fears or past traumas that weigh us down and prevent us from moving forwards. Finally, in the garden, we would prepare the soil, and in the same way, we need to cultivate inner awareness, self-reflection, and self-care. Nurturing our inner landscape with meditation, self-love, and personal growth creates the fertile ground for our new self to take root and really flourish. With the soil prepared and the ground cleared, we can begin planting the seeds of our new self, the qualities, the values, the aspirations that line us with our highest vision. And let me tell you, meditating is not an easy job. You have to train your body to sit down and meditate, just like you would train your pet dog. At the beginning, you tell your dog to sit down and wait there. But what happens? It runs away. So you have to go behind it, catch it, bring it back. But of course, it runs away again. And you have to catch it and bring it back again. The moment you start a meditation, the body says, hey, it's 8 o'clock, and you normally read emails and get angry around this time. And here you are sitting and doing nothing. You're off schedule. This has been going on for years. We've been getting angry together around this time, but all of a sudden, you're going to change. And just like that, the body starts sending signals. The body is basically looking for that predictable chemical state, and it doesn't care that it's a toxic state. Every time you become aware of what your body is doing and bring attention to the present moment, you're telling your body it's no longer the mind, and you are the mind. And now your will is getting bigger than the program. And if you keep doing this over and over and over again, just like your trained dog, the body will sit down and obey the moment. The body surrenders. There's a liberation of energy. You go from particle to wave, and you free yourself from the chains of the emotions that keep you in that familiar past. As Joe Dispenza says, if you just aim to do it for 7 days, you will start seeing the difference in your life. You will start becoming more aware of yourself more often and avoid going back to the old unhappy self. Of course, you need to repeat this process long enough until your future reality becomes your current reality. I really hope you found this helpful and you start meditating to change your future. Start your journey with the meditations on this channel.